I've been putting bad guys away for 44 years. I've been part of investigating over 1,000 deaths. I've been a part of putting more than 400 murders in prison, and I'm still at it. I'm Tim Corbett. These are my cases. This isn't your typical criminal profile podcast. This is Killer Catchers. Good evening. My name is Tim Corbett. We're back for another episode of Killer Catchers. Tonight we're going to be talking about our victim, Jodie Henderson. Jodie was killed on January 16, 2016. And the guy we're not going to be talking a whole lot about that was involved in this and killed Jodie is Jabri Cash Martin or Jabri Cash Davis. Presently, he's enjoying the friendly confines of a penal institution. Tonight with us, I have Jodies Mom, and your name, ma'am?
Patricia.
Okay. Next to her is Brian Cook. Cookie, you've seen him here numerous times. I don't know why I keep inviting him back, but I do. And then next to him is Tim Wiley, and Tim's been with us quite a few times also. This incident happened in the 1200 block of East Soren Street in South Bend, Indiana. Another incident of something that was completely unnecessary. I'm going to have Pat describe her son to you, and then we'll kind of go through the steps that we took to be able to get a successful conclusion to this incident. I will tell you, I said this guy's name. He's not going to be mentioned any more than being the suspect. Again, this is about Pat, her family, what she went through, and Jodie. It's not about the suspect. It's not about his life. It's not about his family, because frankly, I don't care. Care about her family, care about her son. I know when I say those things, some people go, "Oh my God, everybody, has rights," and everybody does have rights. I get all that, but everybody doesn't get respect when they kill somebody. So again, I go back to, if you're looking for some warm and fuzzy show, then take the button and go click and turn us off, because we're not it. We're going to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you what happens. We're going to tell you how these families suffer, and they continue to suffer at the hands of cowards like this. So, Pat, I'm gonna give you an opportunity that you didn't get in court to be able to say, tell us about your son, tell us how you feel, tell us what you think, and you don't have to pull any punches. And I guess the other big thing is, so everybody knows, have we told you anything to say or how to act or anything like this?
Oh, my son, Jody, he was a nice, caring, loving person. Yeah, he might have had a couple drinks here and there, but he was a worker like his mama. And he knew how to get out here and get it. But, he never hid anything. He came to me and he told me about his lifestyle, and I accepted it. Whether anybody want to accept it or not. Hey, mom and dad, we accepted it in family. But Jody was a good man. He fought for this country, and everybody knew Jody. Jabri and Jody grew up in school, and I wouldn't have never thought that he would do this to him. But just know this: I know you a coward. I know you was you was hiding things as you was coming up in life. My son, he came straight out and said he was gay. It wasn't shit he did. He hid. But Jabri, as for you, hey, I hope you getting everything you got coming for you in behind them damn doors. And as far as your family go, I hope, hey, karma is a bitch. If I could have did anything to change anything that had something to do with my son, I would have never thought y'all would have killed him, because we all grew up together. I grew up with your family, and as for your mama, hey, she on the road, she on the run, she in a different town and stuff. She had to leave here. It wasn't no threats. She had to leave here because people that knew Jody, they really wanted you. Felicia, okay? Jabri, you too. But I thank your boys for giving you up, and for the state of Indiana, y'all didn't do the right thing with my son. Y'all didn't recognize him like he was supposed to. He fought for this country. He came back. He was supposed to go back for a second tour in August the 9th of 2016. He never made it. As for the state of Indiana, I want to let y'all know, I want some closure. This ain't closed yet. You got a coward that killed my fucking son, and I don't like it. I can't get my son back, just like any other mother. But me, as being a strong woman that I am, I'm gonna keep going until I get it. You know, open up your eyes and see. You took this case and you made it the way you wanted it. You treated it like a regular case. Think of what my son did. He went over, he fought for this country, and he came back and he got killed by a damn coward. A coward that would not accept that he was a fucking gay man. And I hope you getting fucked in your ass every day, bastard. You son of a bitch. And karma's a bitch. But I can't get my son back.
Pat, when you say Indiana, are you saying that Indiana's laws aren't strong enough, like penalty-wise? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they're not. They're not. They treated my son just by he's a black man. I'm gonna say it like this: he a black man, you know, and that was a black man that killed him. All these killings that have been done is by black men, black on black crime. Y'all stop saying black lives matter. All lives matter, you son of a bitches. All lives matter to me. Because it was a black man that killed my motherfucking son. So how the fuck black lives matter? You killing each other, you son of a bitches, you dumb motherfuckers.
And you were hoping for a death penalty.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
That's tough in the state of Indiana, and I understand you feel wronged by Indiana by doing that. That's up, Tim. You know more about that than I do.
Well, there's many states, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, that's on a fast track. I would think with what happened to Jodie in those states would have been qualified for that. That's my opinion.
Yes.
We worked our butts off. We got this case. We put it together. We worked long and hard. I know exactly. I spent a lot of hours over at your house with you and your husband at that time, who was since passed, and I'm sorry to hear that. But being up front with you guys, you were up front with us, and we got the thing done. This case, as you stated, yes, Jodie was gay. Who cares? Doesn't make any difference. He didn't deserve that. Jabri was undercover gay and didn't want anybody to know about it. Jodie, when he would have drinks, sometimes he would be gregarious and loud and, joke around, and some people can accept and some people don't. This particular night at the house that he's talking about, or we're talking about, 1214 East Soren Street, that was Jabri's mama's house. There was a party there. From all indications that we have, there weren't any problems at the party. Everybody's having fun. You weren't there, I wasn't there, but everybody's having fun. Jodie had drank pretty heavily that night, and he was laughing and being goofy and just making jokes. And he had made a comment about Jabri, that Jabri is my baby's daddy, just teasing, making a joke. Well, now Jabri doesn't want something like this out. And of course, he's with his entourage, so he has to, puff up and get bad and talk stuff. And he ended up moving it farther down the line than just punching or doing anything else. Cook, you worked, you and your partner Tim Wiley and myself also worked a lot of hours on this. Why don't you kind of walk us through what happened?
We get a call at Soren Street, 1216 Soren. Get there, and it's a cold day. I think it was well below zero. Fresh blanket of snow, just cold. We find Jodie on the north side of the street. He's not in a coat. He's missing a shoe. He's got wounds all over him, top of his head. There's a blood trail going back to the house. That's what we arrived on. And Tim,
I ended up coming a little bit later in. You guys had already set up the crime scene, already had started figuring out who to talk to, how to get witnesses, and who needed to be spoken with. I get called in after that. I don't think I was originally called in for the case. I got called in a little bit later on. And so I'm already sitting there talking with some of the witnesses that were at the house, some of the other people that were there for this get together, this party or whatnot, and get their versions of what happened that night of Jabri and Jody saying whatever he wanted to say, whatever he was saying about you being my baby daddy, or talking with the mom of Jabri and saying whatever he had to say. So we get that information, get that story from them. And then also that a little bit of the story that Jabri had left, but then he'd come back later on and had actually helped move Jody from the kitchen to the living room because he was so drunk. And then again, I think he left again, but then come back again and obviously took him outside and commenced to physically assault him right there in the front yard. And not just with hands and feet, but also we found through the physical evidence that we found parts of the porch had been ripped off and dismantled and used as clubs.
Spindles.
Used as weapons and clubs to beat him wherever, all over his body. And then also I believe a chair was also used as well. So our crime scene guys found evidence of that. And then just like Brian said, that blood trail leading right across the street to where Jody was. And then also, I believe you spoke with the gentleman that had been with Jabri and saw him the final time.
Yeah.
How did that go?
This again, and you were corrected. The beating happened, and I don't know what the exact words were that he said to Jabri's mom, but then I believe she had called and brought him back and questioned him about this relationship, and that is when it went south.
You're talking about Jabri's mom called him. Felicia called Jabri and got on him on the phone about what's going on with Jody. He's saying this, and she was yelling and screaming at him.
Yes.
And that he needed to get his butt back there. And
well, I don't think she told him to, but I think he had to come back and write it because people heard it and it embarrassed him, I believe. And that's when this scene was created. Like he said, the pieces of the porch were dismantled and used, and I believe that our crime scene guy was not able to make it tonight, but that was a very important piece because a lot of this stuff had blood on it. A paving brick was out near, which tied in a lot of the story. You could see where he had been dragged from the front of that house over to where ultimately he died.
Well, remember the inside of that house was just trash. The whole back end of the house was just, you think it was a hoarder house. I don't know how anybody could live like that.
It was nasty.
But they did. We also found a very pristine footprint that had blood in it that was very important because later on we listened to phone calls, and in those phone calls, if you remember, Jabri wanted his mom. He was very specific. There's trash at the bottom of the steps. Make sure you get that out. Make sure you. And he was, and I mean, the house was trash. Period. It was just a big dumpster. All
he
it was
wanted
with
that
rooms in it.
specific bag of trash gone.
Yes, because there was evidence in there that was going to hurt him, and he was trying to be smart on the phone and get the word out. And we were able to handle quite a bit of that, but. That scene was so extensive, we had to cut off the street, we had to get a search warrant, and in that whole time, like what we're talking about, well below zero. Now, to set this for you, as Cookie said, it wasn't like Jody was dressed for this. He didn't have a park on, he didn't have gloves. He was inside, he was beat, he was taken outside, he was beat, he was drug off that front yard like he was a bag of trash. There was no effort to help that man. There was no effort to call for relief, to do anything to help him survive. He was taken across the street, sat up on the curb or laid on the curb, and eventually we found a witness in the area that actually saw Jody sitting there, and he was out of it. You know, I'm sure he had a concussion and being drunk and everything. He's probably trying to fight consciousness. Somebody actually seen that. And instead of calling the cops, instead of calling for an ambulance, went and closed their curtains like, I don't see it anymore, not my problem. Now, that tells you how much people don't want to get involved. Maybe that phone call would have saved her child. And just we were talking earlier before the cameras came on. Pat is a strong woman, and she told us, that she was told that, well, I'll let you tell. What did they tell you about him surviving, Pat?
The pathologist said that Jodie didn't have no brain damage or nothing. And only if they, he just had blunt trauma, like blunt force. And it wasn't nothing with the brain. Nothing was torn apart or nothing. And if they would have got there, somebody would have just called 911. Jodie probably would have survived, but not that long. We don't know due to the extent of the trauma that he had. But, Jodie was in bad shape, and how they left your baby was not good. And, from what they know, that Jodie was a good person and had a good heart, and this shouldn't have never been done. Just take what the way I look at it is, with Jabri, y'all, they would hang together. You know what I'm saying? All of them would just hang over at that house. We all grew up together. And I would never thought that I had Felicia's number, Miss Naomi, which is the grandma. Jodie would go over on Saturdays and pick her up, and Sundays, and take her to church Sundays. And Miss Naomi did not want to, she was in the back, and she didn't know, from what I'm hearing, Miss Naomi didn't know what was going on. For all she know, they could have drugged her to, give her more medicine, so she don't know nothing. And I loved Miss Naomi.
Yeah.
Miss Naomi had a warm spirit. I have nothing against Felicia's mother. I don't. But I have a lot against Felicia and Jabri. Those two, Felicia should be in prison just like her son. I don't care. I wish that I could have took this out of Indiana and put it somewhere else, because she probably would have been getting time right now and not sitting up here living off the federal land or wherever she's at. But I believe this. It says, vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. I get angry, I cuss, because I'm hurt. I can't get my son back. But due to the strong woman that I am, that God have created, I have to live with this. I can't get my baby back. My baby, I feel his spirits, daily, but I can't get my baby back, and that was my buddy. Jodie was my buddy. It ain't nothing that my kids, none of them, can call. I don't care what time of night it is. If I had to work 24 hours a day, if my kids call me, I'm up. Jodie had a drinking problem. Jodie came back from Afghanistan with PTSD. They know this. But anytime Jodie got drunk, they would call me and tell me, hey, Jodie over here drunk, can you come pick him up? I would go over there and get my baby, even if I had to work or not. I'd leave and I'd go get my baby. Why that night y'all did not call me that morning? Why y'all waited, and why do y'all tell my sister Donna that Jodie was going to be all right? We're going to leave him in here on the couch. When Donna and Brenda left, here it is, y'all done beat my baby to death. I don't have nothing against Donna. I love my sister. I forgave everybody. I even forgave the family. But they came and they attacked me in court. And that was my son that was killed at their home. How can you be mad at me? But you know what? I said, vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. They gonna pay. Karma is a bitch. It's gonna come back.
You know how I blame you? Because I can't be strong enough to look in the mirror and go, I caused this. I was a part of this. So it's like everything else that we see all the time. Somebody does something and it's got to be the cops. It's the cop's fault. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. Instead of drilling down and looking at what the problem and going, you are the one that killed them. It has nothing to do with, I wasn't there to give you Raisin Bran in the morning. That's an excuse to cover up what you do. And instead of telling the truth, I hear all this, transparency. We all want transparency. You don't want transparency. You don't want the truth. You want to spin the bullshit the way you want it to make your story sound good. Jodie was a veteran. He fought for us. And at the end of all these, I always thank the vets and first responders. He fought for us so you can sit here and I can sit here and say what we got to say. Comes back with PTSD, probably because of the horrible things he has from seeing people shooting at him. You come back and you think, I'm in the U.S. maybe, and I'm with my friends. I'm drinking with my friends, my family. Your family had nothing to do with it. They left. They thought he was safe. Hell, if they thought something was going to happen to him, they'd have stuck around, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
they leave, and there he is, entrusted with friends, and this is the payment. It even was so bad that when Jabri left with a friend of his, he came back, sees Jody on the street, dead or dying. Probably dying. He gets out of the car. First words, "Oh, this MF is still here." Instead of trying to help him, and he goes over and commences to boot stomp his head. Stomp his head. Kick him, punch him, kick him, punch him, stomp him, kick him. For an extended period of time. He was so enraged that he even went over and picked up a big
Paving block.
paving block. That's exactly it. Picked it up and had it over his head and was getting ready to crush his skull. And somebody finally stepped forward
Tackled him.
and got him out of the way. And when we got there, we thought, why is that block there? And that's why you grab everything you can at scenes. And that became paramount. And now we're kind of advancing, and we're into the stage now where we're starting to sit people down and go, what do you know? And start talking
Let
to
me. I
people.
want to say something real quick though, Tim. When you said about family and you would come and get him, the thing is that is family. He's probably stayed there 100 times,
Yes, he
and
has.
that is family
Yes.
to you, or was family to
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Uh,
Even when my dad died, Miss
Naomi.
Naomi would be there. Miss Naomi was there. I mean, she came. Any family deaths that we had, Miss Naomi, I mean, that's what we called her.
Yeah.
Miss Naomi, that's my family. Even when Mr. Cool died, my family we were all family. My family, all of us got together. We cooked, and then my brother Derek happened to be over there. Nothing happened with this. My brother Derek had got beat with a chair. Jabri took a chair and beat my brother Derek and broke his jaw in several places, and my brother had to have his jaw reconstructed. I mean, who does this? This is a person that needs to pay for everything and is paying for it now. But he should have paid for that crime that he committed, but nothing happened in the state of Indiana behind that. And it's a lot of stuff that probably have happened on the east side that ain't nobody really noticing. They probably was the one in some of the deaths that wasn't, these people probably was.
Well, a lot of that we don't want to talk about because there are still a lot of open
Right,
cases and
right.
A lot of information. So let's try to.
I don't want to.
Let's not get too far in the weeds
yes,
with other
okay,
cases and
okay,
things like that.
okay.
Because
But those people were all incorporated, all part of East Side Evil, a gang. Remember that?
East Side, Evil Side, yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Evil side gang. And I mean, that's all I'm saying is this was all gang. And I can't say that his gang stopped him from killing a young man that they knew. They knew Jody. Jody got along with everybody. The gang stopped him because they knew that it was wrong. Just admit, man, just take it.
Yeah.
Well,
the gang stopped him.
That's the fake stuff that you hear. These are groups. They're not gangs. Bull. They're freaking gangs. That gang was involved in another killing, at least one, if not a couple that we put together. The little Swoveland boy. I mean, for politicians, for people to try and spin it up that there aren't gangs in South Bend, Indiana, you're a liar. You're a liar. I'm calling you a liar. If you say there aren't gangs, you're a liar. Okay? That's what this was about. This is about a gang, and now Jabri's in this gang, and now he can't be fronted out. He cannot be fronted out as being gay or bisexual or whatever with that gang and still survive. So now, because of that additional pressure of this being there, now I have to show what I am. And you kill somebody and then you brag about it. You bragged about it. This guy was incapacitated. Jody was incapacitated. He was drunk. He couldn't hardly defend it. Throwing his arms up, that's a natural reaction. But to really be able to fight back, couldn't have done it. blows to the head. It was just
Jabri was a
unbelievable.
big boy. Big boy.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're to the point where we're starting to interview people. We had several. Kind of go through the interviews a little bit.
We interviewed, geez,
Probably 8 or 10.
or more, probably a lot more. But the family lied, and we didn't buy the story right off the get go. I did interview Jabri, and he didn't know nothing about anything, and was gone and had left.
Which was directly contradicted by other people that
Right.
don't know and don't want to cover. They just tell the truth. They're not trying to spin anything up. They just tell the truth. They say, "Oh yeah, Jabri came back and did this and did that and left again and whatever." So that totally contradicted his entire story
Right.
about, "No, I don't know nothing about nothing." No, that's not the case, because you had been there, you were there, you saw what was going down. So,
Well, a lot of
that's a
time-
big point.
Yeah, and a lot of times with those type of situations, you kind of screw yourself into the ground, because obviously you've been the smartest dude in the room at every place you've ever been, and now you start dealing, with faces like us, and you think, they're just dumb cops. They don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. But then everything starts going upside down, and we're able to obtain evidence at the scene, the bloody shoe prints, the blood in the shoe prints to show that you actually walked through it, all the drag marks, the railing the Cookie was talking about. And then, of course, when you get to jail, you got to brag. You got nothing else to talk about. So you got, guess what I did? And then he hooked up with a guy that ended up was an informant of mine, a white dude. And he was kind of kicking his case back and forth with this white dude. And somehow, you're in prison or you're in jail, so you're probably not talking about your stock portfolio or your PhD that you have or how much time you spent at college studying. You start talking about your crimes. So you tell me about your burger, and I go, "Oh, man, you ain't nothing. I did 2 robberies," and somebody else hears, "Man, you're a punk. I did a murder." And everybody's got to kind of outdo
man.
they can't. That's what they do. So he starts talking to this guy that I know, a white dude, and somehow it comes around to sex. And this guy starts talking about, "Yeah, me and my old lady are swingers." Swingers, yeah, we swap with people. Sometimes we get a 3-way, go to a bar and go, "Hey, you don't look too bad. Come on." Didn't make too much difference to the guy if it was a guy or a girl, as long as there's somebody else involved. You guys remember this? The dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Remember, you had a real good time talking to him. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I've got some answers to that, but I don't even know if this show can handle it. But anyway, when I got the lipstick off Wiley, we were able to go on, and the guy said, "Yeah, this dude." He started talking. He goes, "How's that going? When you were do you like guys?" "Well, I don't know. Do you like guys?" And it was kind of I'm feeling you out, you're feeling me out. And finally, the bottom line is, Jabri admitted that, yeah, guys turn him on and he likes that. And then now I've confided something huge in you now, right? We're in jail and this tip-top secret, but let me tell you one more thing. And then he bragged about how he had killed Jodie. And
Oh man.
And
you didn't know this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you knew. Okay. Yeah, he told him how he killed Jodie, told him the whole story. And as soon as he got done telling him the story, they had a lockdown. Your cell's over here, my cell's here, and now we're gonna have a lockdown. So, you and I need to sit down and talk some more. So he locked down with this guy and gave up everything, told everything. And once Jabri went night-night, this guy got to a phone and said, "Man, Corbett, come get me. We went and got him and brought him down, and he gave everything up, and that helped connect all the dots with a lot of the evidence we had, with some of the other things that we had, and then we had a couple other people. We can't talk about one in particular because of certain federal rules, but people did come forward, and it's because they trusted us. That was number one. Number two, I'm never going to lie about it. These guys come forward a lot of times because they've got a case and they go, okay, I'm an idiot. I did a robbery, but I'm going to tell you about a murder. Are we going to work with something like that? Yes, we work with it every single day. But that stuff that they tell us has to be accurate. It has to be truthful. It has to be corroborated. And we vet that out like you wouldn't believe, because who knows, you could be lying. But if you have certain details, and that's what this guy had, was certain details, and that's what a couple other guys had, was certain details that only we knew was good information. So it's either you that did it or you told me, and now I'm telling the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And those people came forward and they got up on the stand and they went, he told me this, he told me, and it was just a barrage of evidence. Phone mess. You did a lot with the phones.
Yeah, you were a rock star on the phones. This is obviously not a courtroom setting. We're not in front of a judge.
Or you wouldn't be able to say the bomb is
so opinions. I had a thought that I guess I could share it here, and couldn't in court, but it didn't matter. The guy that he confided in about, I do like men, they turn me on. I personally think that was followed up with him bragging about killing Jodie. Jabri, I think his thought was, I'm available and I will play with you, but this is what happens if you talk about it. That was my personal thought, but it's just a thought.
What's a veiled threat is what it is. I'll let you know that if you play games with me, I will do something.
This is what I did to this guy. That's correct.
I'm giving you information that I'm interested,
right.
But if you start flipping your lips,
yes,
it's going to be bad for you.
Well, it was on the street that soon as he went to court, he said that he had told his family, I guess. He called all his family. They had came down. None of his buddies, all his buddies walked out of there when they found out everything. I just watched the buddy walk right out of the room because he said, shoot, we got to do funny in here. It's time to go. So they just got up and walked out. But I don't know. Jabri was, I kind of figured as he was coming up, it was something going on with him.
Yeah.
I did. I knew it was something. I knew it was something with that cat. I knew.
But you know what? Here's the bottom line. I don't care. If that's what you want to do. I don't care. But at least be man enough that if you're putting yourself out there like that, now you're getting busted for it, then do like most people would do. They start lying about it. No, it's not true or whatever. But to take somebody's life because now you've been fronted out in front of your boys, your gang, and that gang is the most important thing. And it's like you said, where was that gang at the end of the whole thing? When they knew you were going down, they dropped you because they're trying to get next to your mama and kick her door in. They're trying to mess with your girlfriend. You're expendable now. You're not useful to them. You can't do anything. You're going to the joint, so you can't get guns, drugs, girls, drink. You can't do anything for them. You're expendable. Get rid of them, and then they bring up another dummy to take your spot. And the gang world keeps going on and on and on, and people keep lying that there aren't gangs, there's groups.
No, ain't no groups. There's gangs out here.
What happened with the phone calls, Tim? You remember what all you were able to glean from that?
There's the big jail phone call that he was talking about. That was a good one. But there was also just backing up other people's story about where they were and how they got to where they were going. It led credence to a lot of the witnesses. Yeah, I was here. And how do we know that? Well, your phone records put you there. And led us to a lot more, well, if that's true, then this is probably true. And this is probably true. And just building those people's credibility based on, yeah, I said I was here. There you go. That's how I know. That's how I know what I saw. It's because I was there. That for a couple of different witnesses. And then there was also a dude who went to a bar and he was there with people and come back and all that other stuff. And that was all backed up with video from this place and said, okay, yeah, you were there. We saw it. We see you on video there. That kind of thing, back all that up.
If you remember, these interviews, as these records came to light, I believe we traveled out of state and did a couple interviews, or at least one, or to a different part of the state. And I don't want to mention where, but
Prison.
I believe we did have to do some traveling to confirm some stories.
Yep. Well, I mean, look, that's all part of it. You can't do everything from a phone. I think you need to go out and talk. You got to beat the bushes. You got to look people in the face and tell them what you think and gather all the information that you possibly can. And like what Tim's talking about, this with phones, don't ask me the technological stuff. I'd shut down the freaking internet. There's no doubt. But the guy is great with that stuff and is able to triangulate and do all the stuff that that's when he starts talking that stuff. Just get out of my office. I don't even want to hear it. Let me do the knuckle dragging stuff. They can do the brain stuff. And it's worked and it's worked and it's worked over and over and over. And I can't tell you how many cases we made because of his expertise with that phone. You've been qualified as an expert now, right?
I believe so, yeah. And they're trying to get me up in the federal court as an expert witness as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a biggie in homicides. If you have 10 people walk past you, I'll guarantee you, if not all 10 have cell phones, at least 9 of them do. I mean, I don't go anywhere without my phone.
You still in it? You still in?
I'm still a policeman, but I left homicide this year.
Okay.
11 years, not quite 11.
Do you feel safe?
I
mean, when you get out there now, due to they stopped the force, of when you go and arrest someone. I mean, we all got to protect ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
So do you mean like, do I feel safe as far as being a policeman? Like I won't be able to do my job?
Right.
I'm still going to do my job, and that's the way I've been trained, and I'm still going to rely on my training experience to do what I do. And I've always tried to do things right by the number, but I do get very uncomfortable sometimes going into situations, but it's not anything that I'm afraid of or scared of. It's just the world is changing every day, and it just is becoming harder.
Yes, it is. Yes,
it's becoming a harder job.
It makes like.
But when you have a brotherhood that somebody's got your back, and these guys that I worked with at homicide for 1,000 years, we would go in and kick doors and climb in windows and get our own bad guys, and you know who you're going in with, and you're a team, and you're gonna be all right.
You know what? Since you brought this up, and you're touching on it. We all know that police work is an inherently difficult job. It's a dangerous job. You could say hi today and be dead 20 minutes after your first call. It's even tougher now because of the idiot politicians that are talking about defunding and get rid of the police. But who are the people that are really yelling the loudest? The criminals. Yeah, they want me to be defunded. They want these guys to be defunded because you're not going to get the training. There's not going to be as many cops. It's going to make it easier for me to be able to break into her house, to rob this woman, to rape this little kid. We want citizens review boards. You don't know crap about police work other than what you see on TV. You don't know what we do. I can't go into a doctor's office and go, "You didn't do brain surgery, right?" Why? Well, I don't know. Just what I think. It does not work. Cops make mistakes. Look, the last perfect guy died on a cross, right? We're human. That's what happens. Have there been bad shoots? Yes. If there's a dirty cop and it's a bad shoot, fire him. Send him to prison. We want that too. We don't want that. 99% and better of us are great freaking people. But you are being lied to. You're being told we're not because the politicians want the division between this skin and that skin. That's what they want. They want a division between black people and white people, and they're doing it based on lies. 80 to 90% of our homicides in South Bend, Indiana, were black on black. It's not the Ku Klux Klan shooting black people. It's not the Black Panthers shooting white people.
Black on black.
It's black on black because your pant leg is up and mine is down. Because I'm having sex with the same girl you're doing. I'm from the east side, you're from the west side. So naturally, I've got to kill you. I don't know why, but I got to. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told by everybody. I got to kill you. Pant legs up, pant legs down. I got to kill you. You're doing the same stuff I'm doing. Don't fall for the lies. Do not fall for the lies. We don't look at a case. We didn't go, Jodie Henderson, he's a gay individual that is African American. Nope, ain't taking that case. No way, not touching that. You better get LeBron James and all these politicians and The people out in Hollywood, these actresses and actresses that know everything, have them come in and investigate it. That didn't happen. It was us. We don't pick our victims. We don't pick our suspects. Don't care. Don't care. We did the right thing. We did the honest thing so we can get resolution for this lady and her family so she can come in here and defend her son, tell about her son, a veteran that covered our ass over in Afghanistan, makes it easier for us to live here as opposed to the lies. Now, if you want to spin it up and you want to believe all those politicians, you want the division and you want all the problems, you believe it. I don't. I've lived it for 45 years. I see it every day. I know what it's about. The first day I came to her house, we knew each other, kinda, seen each other. When I walked in her house, she didn't go, nope, white cop ain't talking to him. Nope. Had nothing to do with it. It was what was right, what was wrong, who's going to do the best job. She didn't care if I had 6 arms, 3 eyes, 9 legs, didn't make any difference. We made a promise, and I told her and her husband what was going to happen. And you know what? We kicked ass, we took names, and we did what we were supposed to. Not literally, because that'll hurt somebody's feelings. Sorry, Pumpkin. I'm sorry.
I don't think that, I think y'all did a great job. It was right around his birthday, matter of fact. And it was a day I think it was the day before his birthday that we got the news. Because that Sunday, my grandson had spoke, and the news was around. One thing about the news, I hate that, the news, they'll come and do stories and stuff, but they don't live on with the stories. That's why they call it the news. They don't look at, look at all these doctors and stuff and everybody that's dying and getting killed here in South Bend, or something that have happened in South Bend, and they praise these doctors. They didn't praise my son. Once he was dead, and they had a case, and to talk about, they were in my face. But I be damned if I call them right now and I say I got a case, they don't want to take that case. They dragging their feet. I had more publicity in my face than I need now. I need more publicity. What's going on around South Bend now? I can't get the news to answer the phone. They act like they don't even know me. I have to tell them, hey, remember the case in 2016? How come I got to bring up constantly about my son getting killed in South Bend? Y'all should be running to me, because you ran to me when you needed that case and put it on the news and around the news, around the world. They should be in my face right now for what's going on around South Bend right now. I'm so tired. And this is for all my race. Because I look past color, and I'm letting all y'all know. Y'all need to stop saying Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. All lives matter to me. Because when we lay in that damn casket, you bleed like everybody else. We bleed. When you lay in that casket, you going in that box like we all got to go the same way. Okay? All this Black Lives Matter stuff, y'all killing each other, man. What happened to put the guns down and pick the Bible up? Get on your knees. Pray. Put the fist up. Put the guns down. Because that's not no way to go. Because you got a family that's going to have to bury who you killed. And it's over bullshit. Women, money, drugs. That stuff, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. That's what's causing all of these murders and stuff, all this death around South Bend. Y'all, who got the biggest car? Who got the biggest diamond on their finger? Who got the best haircut? Who got the better looking women? Y'all fighting over women and stupid ass shit. Hey, them women gonna leave y'all. Go to prison. Your friend gonna be in her bed. If she ain't got knocked up. I know a couple of them. So, all this Black Lives Matter shit, leave the Black lives out. And all this stuff about police brutality, you're causing it yourself. You're causing it. Some of y'all causing it. And I'm not going to say all. Some of y'all causing it yourself. Because if they say, I got pulled over the other day. I want to say 2 weeks ago. License, registration, I got all my stuff. The lady stood right there. She let me pull my stuff right on Cleveland. She let me pull my stuff out the glove compartment. I had my hands up. She didn't say put them up. I put them up so she could see I ain't got nothing in my hand. And she said, proceed. And I went in my glove compartment, got all my shit, let her see it. I had just got the car. Maybe about, almost a month now. And she let me go in my glove compartment. She didn't put her gun on me or nothing like that. And she was a white woman. Stop bringing white and black stuff up. Do what you're supposed to do. If you wasn't riding dirty, you wouldn't be looking dirty. You're riding dirty, so you were scared. So you know what? What you gonna do? You're gonna grab for your stuff. They gonna think you're grabbing for your stuff. So I went in my glove compartment, got my stuff. That lady let me go. She checked my stuff, did a nationwide, let me go, gave me a warning. And I said, I'm on my way to work. She said, okay, Miss Pat, Miss Forrest, just slow down. I said, okay, ma'am, thank you. And as soon as she got back in her car, I said, thank you, Jesus. Not thinking that she was going to shoot me or not. She let me go. It's not what you do, it's how you do and how you respect. If you're, motherfucker, why you pull me up? Look, what you going to get? The same resort you put out there is the same way you going to get it back. You cuss one, they going to cuss you. You call them a motherfucker, you gonna get called a motherfucker. Hey, act like an adult. I know your mama's taught you much respect in that. But if you live by the streets, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna die by the streets. But some of them die under stupidity. Like my son, he lost his life over stupidity because he wanted to reveal about another man. Drinking. No, do I think hey, when you're drinking, you say just about anything. You speak the truth. And that's probably that night. I had just told Jody 2 weeks before that, don't be hanging out. Them ain't your friends. But a lot of kids don't listen. Oh, Mom, yes, they are. I said, okay. Hey, they my friends. I said, no, they not your friends. Look, I ride low. I ride by myself. I ain't got no friends. I don't need no friends. My friends is the ends that I got to pay all my bills with. I love my kids. I love my grandchildren. But my friends, I don't have no friends. They are my family. My family, and some of them you can't trust. Some of them you sure can't trust. I rode this by myself from 2012 all the way down to 2021. I wrote this by myself because I had my first king, which is, I say King Jesus, my dad, in 2012, Jody, 2016, that's 4 years. Then my husband, 2019. Now, if you can stomach this and if you can take this, tell me. I want to know any woman out there that can stand and still have the frame of mind that I do right now. I ask all of y'all, let's get along like brothers and sisters supposed to do and look past color and love your neighbors. And love the people that you're around because you know what? We only here for a season. And eventually we all gonna leave here. We all got a number. So with that being said, just stop the crimes. Stop doing the crime and then you won't have to do the time. Period.com.
I can't follow that up.
I was going to ask if you had something to say, and I think not.
I think she said it.
How about you?
This is my buddy right here, Corbett. This is my buddy right here. All of these is my buddies. You know what? I'm going to say these is my brothers in Christ.
You got anything?
Just a lot of hard work by a lot of guys and gals getting it all together and getting it in the right way and getting it all across the goal line.
I thank all y'all.
It's a team. Yeah, it's definitely a
Team
team
effort.
And we don't, like you said, we don't care if you're black, white, yellow, green. Your family, we're going to treat it like it's our family, and that's what we did, and that's how we were able to get your closure.
Yes.
And
I hate that word.
it's not okay.
I hate closure.
It's
The ending.
It's
I want an end to all of this.
You open a new chapter. You shut that page and then you open a new chapter. But
It's a resolution.
the thing
it's an ending.
I just want the listeners to know is this is a veteran. This is a good man. This is a hardworking man, and he was beat to death violently for something so stupid it didn't have to happen. And this is what the family has to go through forever. And I'm not a big religious guy. You'll be with your son again someday. I have no doubt.
He here
And,
with me now.
Yeah.
He on my
I
shoulders.
kind of thought
get
he
that.
was smiling when.
It's my guardian angel.
Yeah.
I get my hugs daily.
So just it's just getting tougher, and I'm sorry for the loss of your son, but I'm glad that we have a team like we have that's able to do stuff like this.
Yes. And I thank y'all all. I mean, I thank each and every last one of y'all. Y'all risk y'all life every day, you know, and I pray that, you know, wherever y'all go, God shield y'all, because, you know, without that armor and that shield, you know, we don't know if we coming home, you know what I'm saying? So y'all take y'all job, you know, y'all job is very dangerous out here. Y'all taking a risk, leaving y'all family every day, you know?
Yeah.
And I just pray for all of y'all.
Well, thank you.
I do. I pray for all of y'all, because, you know, we don't know when the day, our day is gonna come. So we gotta be prayed up. When we walk out that door every day, you gotta be prayed up, because you gotta look back. Never turn around, but you look back when you leaving out that door, and you say, "I love you, wifey," or "I love you, baby," "I love you, daughter, son," and then you leave out that door and you turn your back. It ain't no telling. You probably won't walk back through them doors. So you gotta pray. You gotta be in prayer at all times. And then we don't know what's ahead of us.
Yeah.
We just have our tasks to do. Like when I get ready to go to work tonight, I have a task, and my task is do my job, do it well, have my work ethics up, and just try to get I keep everybody getting along. I keep them together, you know, because togetherness, united we stand, divided we fall. And we failing because nobody wants to come together. Nobody wants to come together. In South Bend, I'm sick of it. South Bend wasn't like this when I was coming up. You could walk down the streets and hell, shit, I remember Corbett on Diamond Avenue. Shit, I remember Corbett.
Back when he was a beat guy.
Shit, Corbett was running, jumping fences. Shit, I'm telling you who I called him.
Probably a lot of names.
No, I called him, he rode a motorcycle.
No, I didn't.
Not you.
Well, I was gonna say you ain't gonna
Not
see me
you. Not you. You know what I'm talking about?
Fonzie?
Not the Fonz. No.
James
Beretta.
Dean.
Oh,
Beretta.
Beretta.
No, John Holmes.
No.
John.
No. He had not Beretta. He had black hair. He rode.
And a lot of it too, didn't I?
Chips. Ponch and John.
You know what? I had a name for his ass.
Don't listen to
I'm
any
telling
of
you,
them.
I had a name for Corbett, but I always
Short
called
man
him.
that jumped fence as
I
well.
always called him.
God.
I always called him.
Okay, we got to get back on task.
Look. I always
Okay.
called him my brother, though. You know.
Here's the bottom line. You have heard. You can hear me talk all you want. You heard it right from a mom. You heard it right from a victim's mother. You heard everything that needed to be said as eloquently, as bluntly as what's necessary. I want to thank all the vets, both present and future, and ones that are still fighting. And I want to thank all the first line responders for allowing us to do what we've been able to do. Again, was an honor and a privilege for me for 45 years to be a policeman. I'm glad she didn't remember what she called me. Hopefully when all the cameras are off.
Chips.
Chips.
Thank you.